All right, I'm JJ.
I'm Tyler.
We're still talking wine club wines.
Here we go.
Here we've got Estates Cuvée. Everyone's getting a little bit of Cuvée. It's 2017 vintage, and this is interesting. It's a Columbia Valley appellated wine. So how the AVAs in Washington work is Red Mountain is a very small area, very prestigious, high-end region. And so it's good to think of these AVAs as a series of concentric circles. So Red Mountain AVA is fully contained within and considered part of the Yakima Valley, which is much bigger footprint-wise. And the Yakima Valley is fully contained within and considered part of the greater Columbia Valley. So if you're growing wine grapes here on Red Mountain, they are both Red Mountain wines and Columbia Valley wines, and I suppose Yakima Valley.
There you go.
So this is 2017 vintage. So as you know, it takes a long time to turn grapes into wine and have a finished sellable product. So this wine is a little bit of a time travel wine. So back in 2017, when we picked these grapes, we had 2 vineyards in the Columbia Valley. Just outside of Kennewick. It's about 30 minutes away if you're driving. And we actually sold those vineyards in the interim in order to purchase Arts Vineyard in 2019. So when we brought these grapes in, they were all Kiona grown, Kiona owned vineyards that we brought in, and then we made a blend using all of our vineyards that we had at the time.
Right.
So now if you look at the list of vineyards that are on the label, it's like, oh, okay, well,
Where'd that come from?
where'd that come from? So those Vista and Nine Canyon were our vineyards back in 2017. Like I said, we've since sold those and used the equity to buy Arts Vineyard. But the wine is Columbia Valley appellated because it has fruit from all of our vineyards, some of which at the time were in the Columbia Valley and some of which were on Red Mountain. So when we bring grapes into Kiona, we do not know where they're going to go. Every single berry that comes in has the ability to be in our highest end tippy top wines, all the way up and down the spectrum. So we don't make them any differently.
Correct. Yeah.
So we bring the fruit in, we give it the deluxe treatment, the same ferments, same barrels, everything down the line. So when we get to blending and we're making Estate Red Mountain Reserve, we might be debating on whether or not to include a barrel in the reserve. And let's say we decide that it doesn't make it into the reserve, then it gets kicked down to Cuvée, basically.
Right. So even if I have 12 barrels of Cabernet, right, that I think is the best wine of the year, and I only need 6 barrels to make our reserve, then the rest of it's going into Estates Cuvée.
Yeah.
If you've watched our videos before, you've probably heard JJ and I talk quite a bit about blending. And that really is what Kiona Vineyards is about. Every single wine we make, we spend a lot of time blending it. So we're very proud of this wine because it's fruit forward, it's delightful, it goes with a wide variety of foods. Not too oaked as well, right? Yeah. We barrel age the wines, but not with a huge amount of new oak to preserve the freshness and fruit forward aspect of the wine. So we're quite happy to be blending this delightful, arguably pretty strong Red Mountain fruit with these beautiful Columbia Valley vineyards to offer this wine to you.
Right. So, it's a wine that's a little bit of a cross section of our operation as a whole. And like I said, a lot of wines that are in this price range are not so serious. And this is a wine that we've basically spared no expense on. And we're blending it into a wine that's kind of the Kiona house wine, if you will. So,
right.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. We hope you enjoy.
Thank you for enjoying.